Hello students, this is Kavya, your science teacher from Bharat Study Center, CK Harley branch. So today we are going to learn chemical reactions and equations. So this is the first chapter in class 10. This is a chemistry chapter. So in this chapter, what all we are going to learn, I'll just let you know few points. So the first thing we are going to learn in this chapter is what are chemical reactions? What are chemical reactions? After that, okay, a chemical reaction has taken place. So how do you determine a chemical reaction has taken place? Yeah, that is the next thing. How to determine if chemical reaction has taken place? If chemical reaction has taken place. Yes. So, what is chemical reaction? How to determine if chemical reaction has taken place? That is the first part. And next comes equation. What equation? Chemical equation. So, next we are going to learn what are chemical equations. Yes. Chemical equations done. After writing chemical equation, you have to balance those equations. So, how do you balance equations? So, how to balance chemical equations? Yes, we have written chemical equation. Reaction has taken place and chemical equation we have written. The next thing is there are different kinds of reactions, different types of reactions. Next we will study different types of reactions. Okay. So after that comes two small topics. One is corrosion, another one is rancidity. One is corrosion and rancidity. So, few parts of this chapter you might be knowing. You might have studied in 8th grade, 9th grade. Maybe you have studied, even 7th you have studied few things. Still we will learn it again. What are chemical reactions? How to determine reaction has taken place and so on. So, before going to what is chemical reaction, I want you to know what is a chemical change. When a change takes place only, that only we will determine in reactions, right? So we should know what is a chemical change. Along with chemical change, let us know what is physical change. So you already learned what is a physical change and what is a chemical change. So there are two changes. One is physical change and the one is chemical change. Yes, have you learned? Yes. You have already learned what these are. Okay, physical change is a change where there is change in state or there is change in size or there might be change in shape. Okay. So, this is a physical change. What is chemical change? Here something new substance is formed. New substance is formed. I'll let you know what it is. In this case, no new substance is formed. No new substance formed. Okay. What does it mean? What is the meaning of no new substance formed and new substance formed? Okay, I'll let you know. So, I'll come to state first. Tell me the states of water. Water is in three states. Solid, liquid and gas, right? Solid, liquid and gas. Three states of matter, right? So, I will tell you. What is the solid state of water? It is ice. Ice changing into liquid water. Nothing but water is in liquid form, no? Yes. Ice changing into water. What happens? Ice melts to form water or water freezes to form ice. So, in this case also, it is water only. In this case also, it is water only. So, even though there is change, nothing new is formed. Water itself is water only, right? Okay, come here. We will come to chemical change. You have milk. Okay. Milk changes to curd. There is difference between what is milk and what is curd, right? You know what is milk? Milk is different and curd is different. So what is happening here? New substance. What is the new substance here? Curd is the new substance. So new substance is formed here. So no new substance, but only there is change in state, size or shape. Okay, I'll give few examples. Just let me know. You can analyze whether it is a physical change or chemical change. Cooking. You do cooking at home? Okay. Cooking, it is a physical or chemical? It is a chemical change. Okay. Cooking is a chemical change. Okay, come. I'll ask you one more tricky one. Burning of candle. Burning of candle. What change is it? Burning of candle. Put a star here. Burning of candle is both physical and chemical. Why? While candle burns, what happens? Wax melts, right? Melting is a physical change, but burning is a chemical change. Got it? So, some examples are given in your book. So, go through them and just refer and just analyze which is a physical change and which is a chemical change. Okay? So, in this chapter, we are studying more about chemical reactions. So, this is enough as of now. Okay? You have already studied about this. So, in this, first we are going to study chemical reactions. Okay? Yes. So, chemical change has taken place. Tell me, what is a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a process. Is it a process? Yes. Chemical reaction is a process in which the substances undergo transformation. The substances might be anything, any substance it might be. The substances undergo transformation to give different products that will have different composition. Okay, the process in which the substances, okay, substances undergo transformation, right? Transformation or some changes kind. Transformation to give some new product. Okay. So, chemical reaction is a process. It is a process. Something is happening. It is a process. What is happening there? Substances might be A, substances might be B, anything it might be. Okay, they undergo transformation to give something new substance. It will be a different substance. This substance will have entirely different characteristics of it compared to these things. Okay, whatever is combining here, this A will have different thing and AB will have different composition. Okay, okay. Okay, come. So, I'll just tell you an example of chemical reaction. You know hydrogen and oxygen, right? Yes. What is the formula of hydrogen? Hydrogen, it is H2, is it? Yes. Hydrogen and oxygen, they combine to give what? What do they give? They give water, right? Is it? They give water. So, this is a chemical reaction. Tell me, the property of hydrogen is different. Property of oxygen is different. But whatever the property of water, it is different. So, in a chemical reaction, substances, this is a substance and this is a substance. Substances undergo transformation to give a new product. Okay? Okay? Yes. So, this is a chemical reaction. So, okay, reaction has taken place. How to know if a reaction has taken place? How do you determine if a reaction has taken place? Yes, there might be few changes. There might be change in color. There might be change in state. There might be change in temperature. There may be some precipitate formed. I'll tell you what precipitate is. There may be some precipitate formed. Okay. Color, state, and one more is that there might be gas evolved. Evolution of gas might be there. So, if these are happening, these are the properties that shows that a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay? Yes. So, next thing we study is what is chemical equation. We know reaction is there. Okay? This reaction, we don't write a reaction like this. We will just know in our mind. Okay? What is happening here? Water combining with what? Sorry, not water. Oxygen combining with hydrogen to give water. Okay, so that is in our mind. We just know that concept. But I want to represent this in equation form. I want to represent this reaction in equation form. That's what we have to do. So, in order to represent these chemical reactions, we are writing chemical equations. Yes, come, let's go. What is chemical equation? Chemical reaction done. Next is chemical equation. How to represent a chemical equation? How do you write it? Okay, listen. Chemical equation is representation of a chemical reaction. Here what you are doing? You have a chemical reaction and you are representing it in equation form. You write equation in mathematics, right? Yes. Similarly, here also we are writing that reaction in equation form. Using what? Using symbols and formulas. Using chemical formulas and symbols, right? Chemical equation is representation of chemical reaction. Using what? Using symbols and formulas. You know symbols and formulas, right? You have learnt it. What are symbols and formulas? Okay. So this is the definition of chemical equation. Okay. Now listen. I have two substances. A and B. They are undergoing some transformation. They are undergoing some changes. They are undergoing some reaction to give AB. So this is how we represent a chemical equation. This is a substance. This is a substance. So those both are undergoing transformation to give AB. This is the arrow mark. Okay. So the things that comes towards the left hand side of this arrow mark are called reactants. These are called reactants, and the things that come to the right hand side of the arrow mark are called products. Okay. Yeah. Now tell me, I'll write one more equation. Same thing I'll write. Hydrogen and oxygen giving water. So what are reactants here and what are products here? Yes, hydrogen is a reactant, oxygen is a reactant, and water is a product, right? Water is a product. Got till here? Yes. So next we have to learn how to balance equation. See, even though the reaction was just this much, why do you think I have written 2 here and 2 here? Because I had to balance this equation. I'll tell you how to balance this equation. Okay? Yes. So I have written a reaction. Okay, I'll not take this reaction. I'll take something else. I'll take some new reaction. Okay, let's go with magnesium and oxygen. You know magnesium symbol, you should know. You have been learning it since long time. Magnesium symbol is Mg and oxygen is O2. So magnesium is a kind of ribbon. Okay. So Magnesium ribbon is burning to give magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. There is an activity for this. I'll explain you when I come to reactions. Okay? Yes. Magnesium is burning to give magnesium oxide. Listen, what does balancing say? Balancing chemical equations. Right. So, somebody is coming and asking you, okay, in exam, they'll definitely ask this question. They'll give you a reaction and they'll ask you to balance it. Okay. So, if this question is being given, then how do you balance it? What does balancing mean? It means that number of atoms on each element, number of atoms of each element on left hand side should be equal to number of atoms of each element on right hand side. Okay. Number of atoms of an element in LHS should be equal to number of atoms of that same element, in RHS. Okay, what does it mean? Magnesium. Okay, I'll come to the table. I'll draw a table. Okay? Yes. Tell me, what are the elements in this? The whole reaction, what all the elements are there? First thing is elements. Number of atoms in LHS. Next is number of atoms in RHS. Getting? Yes. So, elements, what are the elements in this reaction? Tell me. One is Mg. Mg is magnesium. I am taking down this. Element Mg is there. Next is element oxygen is there. I will take it as O only, not O2. Next, this side. Same, Mg and O only. Okay? Yes, now tell me. How many Mgs are there this side? Left hand side. How many Mgs are there? The reactant side. 1 Mg? Yes. 1 Mg is there. How many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens. Here. How many Mg is there? 1. Yes. How many oxygen is there? 1. What this tells is number of atoms of an element. This is an element on LHS should be equal to RHS. This is an element. This should be equal to this. Right? Yes. Here it is equal. No problem. Here, tell me, this is 2, but this is 1. What do I do now? I want to make this also 2. I want to make this also 2. So, I will just multiply this by 2 and it will become 2. So, if I have multiplied this by 2, I should write 2 here because I am making this oxygen as 2. Okay, when I make this oxygen as 2, now how many Mg's becomes here? Next, Mg changes to 2. Now, Mg is 2. 2. What about here Mg? Here it is still 1 only, no? So, I will make this also 2. Okay? So, this is 2 Mg, O2. Here also 2 Mg, here also 2 Mg. O2 is there, 2O. Okay? Getting? So, this reaction is balanced. I can give one more reaction. Easy one. Zn plus H2SO4 giving Zn plus H2SO4 giving ZnSO4 plus H2. Okay. So this is a reaction. Now tell me, same number of elements. Even you can draw a table or even you can write without drawing the table. Okay. So what all elements comes here? What all elements comes here? Zn, hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen. Right? Zn is zinc. H is hydrogen, sulfur S and oxygen O, right? Yes. Atoms on LHS, I'll just write LHS and this write RHS. You can get it, no? Number of atoms of each element on LHS and number of atoms of each element on RHS. So Zn, how many are there? LHS side? 1 Zn? Yes. Hydrogen, how many are there? 2 hydrogen? Yes. Sulfur, how many are there? 1 sulfur? Yes. Oxygen, how many are there? 4 oxygen. Come here. Zn, how many are there? 1 hydrogen, 2 sulfur, 1 oxygen, 4. Tell me, do you have to do anything with this? Do you have to do anything with this? No, because 1 1 equal, 2 2 equal, 1 1 equal, 4 4 equal, right? So this reaction itself is already balanced. So yeah, we'll take one more, few more examples. Once you get the idea, you can do balancing without the table. Yes, MgO is done. I'll erase it. Next equation, ZnSO4 over Fe plus H2O. Fe is, what is it? Fe is iron, right? Fe and H2O, it is giving, what does it give? It will give Fe3O4. Fe3O4 and it will give hydrogen. Okay? So iron reacting with water to give ferric oxide and what? Hydrogen. Okay? Yes. Shall we draw the table? Same thing. Element LHS, RHS. Okay? Yes. Iron, Fe, hydrogen, oxygen. What else? Nothing else? That's it. Yes. How many are there in LHS? 1 is there. How many are there in RHS? 3 are there. Right? So water, hydrogen, how many are there? 2 is there. How many this side hydrogen? 2 is there. How many oxygen here? 1. Here how many oxygen? 4. Right? So we have to balance it. Oxygen 4 is there, but here 1 is there. Shall we go with oxygen first? We'll go with oxygen first. Iron we can make it later. Okay? So oxygen here 4 is there, but here 1 is there. So what I have to do? I have to make it 4. I'll multiply this with 4 and it will become 4. Right? So where did I do this? For oxygen? Here. So I'll write 4 here. Is that okay? When I write 4 here, how many hydrogen has become? 4 2s are 8. So it will be 8. 4 2s are 8. Right? So this is 8. When it is 8 here how what I have to do? I have to make this also 8, right? Multiply this by 4 and make it 8. So this is with hydrogen. Okay? So how many iron is there? 3 are there. We'll go with 3 here. Is it balanced? Is it balanced now? 3 iron, 3 iron, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen, 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen. Is it? Yes, it is balanced now. So hope you have got till here, and I'll give few more questions for practice. Some questions are given in the book also. Some questions are given in this NCERT book. I'll give the answer for that. Try to balance it. The first one they say is the reaction between barium chloride and aluminium sulfate. They have given the reaction and you have to balance it. Okay. Barium chloride, BaCl2. You know this, no? You know how to write formulas? Should I explain that? How to write formulas? Yes, I'll go with it. However, you have already learnt what are valencies. Valencies you have learnt in 9th grade. It was that and you have already learnt it. So, I'll just give a small explanation on how to write formulas. Okay. Barium chloride. Barium chloride. BaCl2 you have to write, right? So, first you should know the valency of barium and you should know the valency of chlorine. So what is the valency of barium? Barium valency is 2. Chlorine valency is 1. This you have it in 9th grade. If you have forgot it, please go through it again. Barium valency is 2 and chlorine valency is 1. Okay. So how do you write it? BaCl, you will write it. This number will be the subscript of Cl and this number will be the subscript of Ba. It's nothing but Ba1 is same as BaCl2. Okay, getting? Yes. One more I'll just tell. Sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate. What is the symbol for sodium? Na. What is the symbol for sulfate? SO4. Right? Na valency is, sodium valency is 1. SO4 sulfate valency is 2. So what you will do here? Na, this will be the subscript of Na, Na2, SO4, it's nothing but SO4 1. 1 if you write also, do not write also, it doesn't make difference. The formula is Na2, SO4. Okay? Yes. Come now. They have given the reaction as barium chloride and aluminum sulfate. Sorry, I have explained for Na2SO4. Okay, I'll write the equation. Barium chloride and aluminum sulfate formula. Barium chloride is BaCl2 plus aluminum sulfate is Al2SO4 thrice. Al2SO4 thrice is the formula for aluminum sulfate. Why? Aluminum valency is 3. Sulfate valency is 2. Al2SO4 thrice. Bracket is must here. Bracket is must. Okay. Yes. What does it give? Barium chloride and aluminum sulfate. It is giving barium sulfate. BaSO4. Barium sulfate and aluminum chloride. AlCl3. Okay. So shall we balance this equation? Can you? Will you try it? Okay, you just try it. It will be a homework for you. Is that okay? Same thing, barium, aluminum, chlorine and SO. Okay, sulfur and oxygen. Please do it for homework. Okay. Few more questions I can give for homework. The easy ones I will give. N2 plus H2 giving raised to NH3. Aluminum plus oxygen giving raised to Al2O3. Hydrogen and chlorine giving hydrogen chloride or HCl. Okay, so all this will be for homework. Please do it. Okay. So next we'll go with types of reactions. So please recall this if you have forgot. If you just know this, it's well and good. If you have forgot, please go to 9th grade class science book and recall it. So next, what are we going to learn? We are going to learn reactions, different types of reactions. So the first, okay, different types of reactions we are going to learn. On that, the first one is combination reaction. Combination reaction. Mainly 4 types are that. After that, oxidation reduction, that is extra is there, 5 almost. So in that first one is combination reaction. So what is combination reaction? Combination, combine. Can you see? Something is combining to give something. Right? Here they are combining. Okay. So A is that it is a reactant and B is that B is a reactant. So they are combining to give AB. So how do you define it? So can you observe something here? There are more number of reactants than product. In this reaction, always the product will be 1. Single product will be given. Okay. The reactants might be 2 or more. Reactants will be 2 or more. But the product will be single, only 1. So how do you define this? Okay. A reaction in which 2 or more reactants. Here 2 are there. 2 or more reactants undergoes reaction to form a single product. To form a single product. The product is one only. Single product. Okay. I have already given so many reactions. Can you give an example? Can you give an example for a combination reaction? You have studied. Magnesium and oxygen. Magnesium and oxygen giving magnesium oxide. Right? Balance this. Please balance this. Yes. Oxygen 2 is there. Okay, I'll make 2 here. Magnesium, how many it became? It became 2 magnesium. So I'll write 2 here. Easy to balance. Simple ones. You don't have to draw table. Okay. Yes. This is a balanced reaction of magnesium oxide. So what do you observe here? The reactants are 1, 2. 2 reactants are there, but the product is only 1. Right? So this is a combination reaction. In this reaction, reactants will be 2 or more, but product is single one. Okay? Yes. So I need to explain an activity of this. It's given in your NCERT textbook. Burning magnesium ribbon. This reaction is for burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon. Okay? So we are burning magnesium ribbon. So what you have to do is, you will have it in your science lab. Magnesium ribbon, it will be there. So first thing you have to do is, you have to rub it with sandpaper. You have to rub it with sandpaper. Why do you have to rub it with sandpaper? Any idea? No. Okay. Why you have to rub it with sandpaper is that, because there might be a deposit of magnesium oxide. There might be a deposit of magnesium oxide. Okay. So in order to remove that deposit, we have to rub it with sandpaper. Okay. So we are rubbing it with sandpaper, and then what we are doing? We are taking a Bunsen burner, nothing but the burner that you will have it in lab. We are taking it and we are burning the magnesium ribbon. On burning that magnesium ribbon, you will get a white powder. You will get a white powder. That white powder is called magnesium oxide. That white powder is a magnesium oxide. Okay? Yes. That white powder is magnesium oxide. So here, can you observe, this is a chemical reaction obviously. Why? Because the initial products, initial reactants we have taken are magnesium and oxygen. Oxygen is nothing but a gas, but the thing we got at last is magnesium oxide. This is entirely different from this, right? We got something new thing, right? So it is a chemical reaction. It is a combination reaction. Shall I give one more example of this combination reaction? Yes. Listen. Hydrogen and oxygen. You have already written this many times. It gives water. So this is also a combination reaction. Hydrogen, 2 are there. Oxygen, make it 2 and make it 2. This is how you balance reaction. Shall I give one more reaction? Yes, one more. Combination reaction. Hydrogen, oxygen. Yeah, calcium hydroxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium hydroxide and carbon dioxide. CaOH twice. It is reacting with, before that I should go with one more. Sorry, just a minute. I'll erase it. Okay. Yes. So, one more example I give you for the same thing. Calcium and oxygen. Just like magnesium and oxygen you have written, calcium and oxygen, they will combine to give calcium oxide. Okay. Calcium oxide. Just a minute. Calcium oxide and water. Sorry. Calcium and oxide and water. It will give calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide will be there. Along with that, some heat will be liberated. Some heat will be liberated. This is very important thing. Please keep it in mind. This is very important. Calcium oxide is Calcium oxide, its name is also called as, its common name is quicklime. And calcium hydroxide, its name is slaked lime. Slaked lime. Okay, when this quicklime, nothing but the calcium oxide reacts with water, it will give calcium hydroxide, it's known as slaked lime. Okay, this slaked lime is used for whitewashing on walls. Whitewashing. This is used for whitewashing. This is used for whitewashing on walls. Okay, and when you just whitewash it on walls, what happens? There will be carbon dioxide in the air, right? That carbon dioxide in the air reacts with this calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, it will react with the carbon dioxide in the air to give calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate formula is CaCO3 along with water. Okay, so it will give calcium hydroxide, it will react with carbon dioxide in the air, and it will give calcium carbonate. Because of this only our wall gets shiny surface. Because of this only our wall gets shiny surface, and the formula of marble is this calcium carbonate. This is the formula of marble. Okay, so these are the examples of combination reaction. Next thing you need to learn one more thing is exothermic reactions. Okay, exothermic reactions. So what are exothermic reactions? Have you ever heard about this? Exothermic reactions. Okay, listen. So what do you observe here? There is something other thing liberated other than this, no? Something is liberated. What is it? Heat is liberated, right? Yes, come here. Exothermic reaction. A reaction in which heat is liberated. A reaction in which heat is liberated is called exothermic reaction. Heat liberated. Okay. The best examples of this are the same thing. Hydrogen and oxygen giving water. This is the best example, and also this is an example of exothermic reaction. Even magnesium burning is also an example of exothermic reaction. And you also have respiration. Respiration is nothing but the food that we are eating, especially the carbohydrates, right? Carbohydrates nothing but glucose. Okay, glucose is one of the carbohydrate. The food that we are getting, it is getting respired. That is known as respiration. It is converted into simplest forms, right? So that respiration is also an example of exothermic reaction. This is important. Please keep in mind, respiration is an example of exothermic reaction. What is the reaction here? Okay, here tell me. Glucose formula is, what is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. Glucose. Okay, glucose, it's getting respired. O2. It will give, what does it give? Carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water. Along with that, it will give some energy. It will give some energy. This is an example of exothermic reaction. Can you balance it? 6 carbon is there. Shall we write 6 carbon here? Yes. Carbon 6 over. So here 6 2s are 12 over 12. Here 1 is there. Okay, we'll write 6 hydrogen here. 6 2s are 12. 12 hydrogen over. So here how many are there? 6 oxygen. 6 2s are 12. So here also 6. Okay. So this is the balanced equation of respiration. Okay. Yes. Another one thing is, burning of coal. That's nothing but carbon. Burning of coal. It's also an example of exothermic reaction. Carbon plus oxygen giving CO2. And burning of methane. burning of methane is there. Methane formula is CH4 burning with oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide and water, CO2 and water. Okay, so these are all the examples of exothermic reaction. Please keep it in mind. Okay, one is heat is liberated, reaction in which heat is liberated is exothermic. Respiration, burning of coal, burning of methane, even this is water, magnesium oxide, burning of magnesium, all those, in all those cases heat is liberated. So all those are the examples of exothermic reactions. Next we will go to decomposition reaction. So in this class we have learned chemical reactions, chemical equations, balancing the equations, and we have learned one reaction, that is combination reaction. Next we are left with few more reactions that we'll learn in next class. In next class we'll be learning decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation reduction, and two small topics, corrosion and rancidity. That will complete your chapter. We'll study the remaining things in next class. Thank you.